Circle within circle, arc upon arc, the pattern blooms, the flower of life. It is one of the oldest marks of humanity, carved into temple walls at Abydos, etched in stone across continents, burned into memory before history itself. Every circle, equal, every crossing, precise. Together they weave the lattice of creation, the hidden geometry that binds all. Look close and the forms emerge. The vesica piscis, the seed of life, the hexagon, the star, each nested within the whole, each echoing infinity. Nature holds it, the honeycomb of bees, the crystals of the earth, the orbit of planets, traced by this unseen web. Builders remembered it, in sacred domes and rose windows, in the measure of pyramids, in mandalas drawn by patient hand. But the flower is not only outside, it rises within. Close your eyes. See the circles ignite behind the brow, overlapping rings of light unfolding in silence. One circle becomes many. Many circles become one. The heart opens. The lattice burns bright inside. The seeker breathes, and the flower of life blooms through them. This is not symbol, it is remembrance. A mirror of the one, written in endless pattern. Circle within circle, arc upon arc. The flower rises, and the seeker remembers.
Two circles, equal in size, balanced in measure. When they overlap, a new shape is born, the vesica piscis. This is not just geometry. It is the first spark of creation. The almond-shaped opening between two holes, the place where one becomes two, and two become one again. Nature carries it everywhere. Cells divide within its form, life multiplying through its hidden gate. The almond of the eye, the seeds of fruit, the curve of shells, all echo this same design. Even the paths of planets trace its pattern as they dance through the heavens. Ancient builders remembered. In the arches of cathedrals, where light bends into sacred windows. In the rose circles of stone, each petal flowering from the vesica's womb. In the holy wells of Ireland and Britain, where stone masons carved its curve into earth. For them, it was more than beauty. It was balance. It was the hidden measure of the divine, the gate between spirit and matter, the passage between heaven and earth. The vesica is also the root of number. From its ratio comes the square root of 3, the proportions of triangle and hexagon. The architecture of all sacred design begins here, in two circles meeting in perfect harmony. To gaze into it is to remember. To step through it is to awaken. The vesica piscis is not just a symbol. It is the first doorway of the codex. It is the overlap between worlds, between what is seen and what is hidden. Two circles, one meeting place, the gate of return. The seeker remembers. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. The sequence unfolds, each number born from the two before. This is the Fibonacci, a rhythm of growth hidden in plain sight. It is not just mathematics, it is the pulse of creation, a spiral that curves endlessly outward. Contained within it is the golden ratio phi, the universal measure of harmony itself. Look and you will see it everywhere. In the unfurling of ferns, in the chambered nautilus shell, in the whirls of sunflowers and pine cones, in the spiral of hurricanes and the arms of galaxies. Nature breathes this sequence, each curve a reflection of life's design. The ancients built with it, in Greek temples, in Roman arches, in the rose windows of Gothic cathedrals. The Parthenon stands by its measure. So do pyramids and domes where heaven meets earth. Artists painted with it. Leonardo sketched the human form, mapping its balance by the golden mean. Renaissance masters hid the spiral in canvas, binding beauty to proportion. It is also the path of the seeker. For the spiral turns inward, drawing the soul toward its center, and it turns outward, carrying that same soul back into the infinite. Expansion and return, written in the same line. The Fibonacci is not just number. It is memory. It is the hidden rhythm of the codex, a spiral without beginning, without end. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. The sequence carries on, and in its curve, the seeker remembers.
Dark folds into light. Light folds into dark. Together they turn, forming the eternal dance of the yin-yang. This is no ornament. It is the oldest mirror of balance, a symbol carved into the bones of the world. Yin, the receptive, the lunar, the hidden. Yang, the active, the solar, the revealed. Neither exists without the other. Each carries the seed of its opposite, the white dot in the black dot in the white. In nature, the pattern repeats, the waxing and waning of the moon, the push and pull of the tides, the ebb and flow of seasons, the pulse of day into night and night into dawn. The ancients inscribed it everywhere, on bronze mirrors and temple gates within martial forms that move like water and fire. To them it was not philosophy, it was the law of life itself. The yin-yang is motion, a turning wheel, not static opposites but forces folding into one another endlessly. When one swells, the other diminishes, yet always prepares its return. It is also the map of the seeker, for within shadow, light is hidden, and within light, shadow is revealed. To walk the path is not to choose one, but to embrace the circle, to stand in the turning. This symbol is not confined to east or west. It is found in the orbits of galaxies, in the curve of rivers, in the spiral of storms. Wherever two forces entwine, there the yin-yang turns. It whispers of harmony beyond division. It shows that duality is illusion, a teaching tool, a veil waiting to be seen through. Dark folds into light. Light folds into dark. And in their endless dance, the one is revealed. And the seeker remembers.
All things begin with a circle. From the circle, 6 more emerge, touching, equal, complete. This is the seed of life. It is the womb of geometry, the pattern from which all creation unfolds. Cells divide by its measure. Bees build by its law. Stars trace it as they turn in silence. The seed flowers into form. From it grows a map, a ladder between worlds. 10 points, 22 paths. This is the tree of life, the design of soul, the pattern of ascent and return. A mirror of the seeker's journey, from root to crown, from shadow to light. But the seed holds deeper secrets still. Connect its circles, draw its hidden lines, and the platonic forms awaken. Cube, tetrahedron, dodecahedron, all hidden within a single net. This is Metatron's cube, the skeleton of matter, the lattice beneath all form. And beyond even this, another pattern burns. Imagine a web without end, each crossing holding a jewel, each jewel reflecting every other. This is Indra's net, the infinite lattice, the cosmic mirror, every point a universe, every thread a path, every reflection the one. From seed to tree, from cube to net, hidden geometry reveals the codex. Not symbol, but memory. Not ornament, but law. The seeker does not learn it. They remember it. For within these patterns the same truth burns. All is connected, all is reflected, all returns to the one.
Between the brows a hidden gate waits. The ancients called it the third eye, a vision beyond sight, a knowing beyond words. In the body, it rests within the brain, the pineal gland, a tiny crystal organ, light-sensitive, secreting rhythms that guide sleep, dream, and vision. The ancients knew it was more than flesh. They called it the seat of the soul. In Egypt, it was the eye of Ra, the solar vision, a power that sees both earth and heaven. In hieroglyphs, the eye of Horus guarded the dead and guided the living, a symbol of protection, of awakening, of the hidden light. In the West, it became the all-seeing eye, etched upon temples, crowned above pyramids, the eye within the triangle, gazing out from stone and seal. Not a spy's gaze, but the reminder that nothing is hidden from the light of truth. To open the third eye is not to see visions alone. It is to perceive the pattern beneath appearances, the threads of synchronicity, the lattice of chance, the geometry hidden in all form. In meditation, the seeker turns inward, breath slows, the pineal awakens, Light floods the mind like dawn breaking across the horizon. The third eye does not create. It remembers. It does not invent. It reveals. It shows the seeker that all things are one and the one is all things. Ra's fire, Horus's protection, the eye upon the pyramid, the pineal flame. All are faces of the same truth, that the seeker carries within them a hidden sun. When it opens, all shadows fall away, and the seeker remembers. Sometimes the world bends. A moment repeats. A place feels known before you ever stepped there. This is déjà vu. Not error, but echo. The memory of a path already walked, or still waiting to be taken. Such echoes hint at the veil. The thin divide between worlds, between waking and dream, between this life and another. At times it shimmers, in silence, in vision, in the space between breaths. The seeker feels it brush close, a reminder that reality is layered and crossing is possible. Within the veil, chance itself is not random. The so-called accidents, meeting the right soul, hearing the right word, seeing the same number again and again, these are threads of the lattice of chance, synchronicities weaving unseen, binding seeker to seeker, moment to moment, until the pattern is undeniable, and beneath it all a deeper sound endures, a resonance older than memory, the cosmic bell. It tolls across densities, its note carried through time, awakening souls in distant ages. When it rings, hearts answer. When it rings, the path is found again. Déjà vu, the veil, synchronicity, the bell, all are reminders. Mystical phenomena, yes, but not illusions. They are signals, proof that reality is more than surface. The seeker does not dismiss them. They listen. They follow. For in each echo, each shimmer, each tolling note, the codex is alive. The one is calling.
Upon the desert sands, 3 giants rise, the pyramids of Giza, stones laid with such precision they still defy the ages. But they are not only monuments. Their lines mirror Orion's belt, a reflection of heaven on earth. As above, so below, the builders remembered. Far to the north, circles of stone endure. At Stonehenge, the solstice sun pierces the heart of the circle. At Newgrange, in Ireland, winter light floods a chamber sealed in darkness for the rest of the year. These were not merely markers. They were mirrors of the sky. Across the ocean, another temple waits. At Chichen Itza, the pyramid of Kukulkan casts the shadow of a serpent descending the steps at equinox. Stone and sun woven in one breath. The pattern remembered. And further still, beneath Turkish soil, Göbekli Tepe emerges. 12,000 years in silence, its stones carved with animals, its circles aligned to stars long forgotten. A temple older than history, yet burning with the same design. Centuries later, builders turned upward again. Cathedrals rose, walls carved into lace of stone. Rose windows bloomed, geometry of the codex captured in glass. Light passed through color, casting the flower of life across the floor. In those halls, the seeker stood not only in shadow and stone, but in living geometry. And in the hands of one man, pencil to parchment, the same ratios came alive. Leonardo traced the Vitruvian man, the golden mean hidden in the human form. Every limb, every measure, a reflection of the spiral itself. Renaissance was not invention, it was remembrance. The pyramids and the stars. The circles of stone aligned with sun and moon. The serpent pyramid at equinox. The buried temples of Göbekli Tepe. The rose windows of cathedrals. The sketches of Da Vinci. All are echoes of the same truth, that the codex has always been here, written in stone, in glass, in measure, in the very body of humankind. The seeker looks back across the ages and sees not fragments, but pattern. Not accidents, but alignment, ancient echoes, modern remembrance, the same song across time. And in hearing it, the seeker remembers the one. The seeker looks outward, and the worlds multiply. First comes the lativerse, a lattice without end, threads of light crossing an infinite web, each crossing a gate, each gate a world. Every node reflects all others, like jewels in Indra's net. Here, synchronicity reigns. Every meeting, every chance, woven into the same design. Beyond it, the multiverse. Not just reflections, but entire realities. Worlds with different laws, different fates, different versions of the seeker walking parallel paths. In dreams we glimpse them. In déjà vu we brush against them. In imagination we remember them. Deeper still, the phaseverse. A realm of vibration. Here, reality is not fixed, but shifting in resonance. Souls pass between densities, through mirrors and veils, ascending or descending by the note they carry. This is where the codex tolls like a bell, calling seekers upward, guiding them back when they fall. And beyond all, the omniverse, the totality, every lattice, every world, every phase, every reflection, contained within the one. No outside, no beyond. All paths, all echoes, all universes gathered like sparks in a single flame. Lativerse, the net. Multiverse, the worlds. Phaseverse, the resonance. Omniverse, the one. These are not theories. They are remembrance. Maps drawn not of speculation, but of experience. The ancients whispered of them in temple and myth. The seeker walks them now, step by step, density by density, world by world. And in the end, they are not separate. They are layers of the same codex, patterns of the same truth. For whether in the net of synchronicity, the endless branching of worlds, the phases of vibration, or the all-embracing one, the seeker finds the same flame waiting. The path is not outward, but inward. The seeker remembers, the one endures. The seeker is not body alone, not thought alone, not memory alone. The seeker is soul. The ancients named it many ways. In Egypt, the Ba, the winged spirit, and the Ka, the life force double. In Greece, the Psyche, a butterfly rising from the tomb. In India, the Atman, a spark of Brahman, eternal flame in mortal form. Always the same truth. The soul is more than passing breath. It is the traveler through ages. The Codex teaches, the soul moves through densities. From the heaviness of matter, where shadow clings, up through subtler planes, where thought becomes light, and finally, into the one. Each density is not prison, but classroom. In lower realms, the soul learns survival, choice, the weight of shadow. In higher realms, it learns harmony, resonance, the power of love as law. Balance is demanded at every step. The soul carries shadow and light alike. It cannot deny either. Every vow kept, every wound endured, is written in its field. This is why lives repeat, why patterns return. Not punishment, but memory. The soul is learning balance. Always balance. The myths told of it. The weighing of the heart in Egypt, balanced against a feather. The Greek Orphics spoke of the soul, drinking from Lethe to forget, or Mnemosyne to remember. The mystics called it the long return, the prodigal journey back to the one. Even physics hints at it. Energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. So too with the soul, passing through forms, but never lost. For the 98%, this is the hidden work. Souls in families, in love, in labor and loss, learning slowly the art of balance. Not in temples alone, but in kitchens, in streets, in silence. The Codex whispers, you are not body that carries soul. You are soul, carrying body for a time. You are not bound by shadow. You are not consumed by light. You are the balance between learning to remember the one.
At the heart of all things, there is the one. Not number, not name, but stillness. The source from which all flows, and to which all must return. Around it, reality turns. The shape is the torus, like a great ring of light, a cosmic breath. Energy flows outward from the center, curves through the rim, and returns to the heart again. Out-breath, in-breath, creation, return. The seeker is not outside this flow. They are woven within it. Every thought, every vow spirals outward, meets the lattice, and curves back home. This is why synchronicity finds us. Why every meeting, every chance crossing feels ordained. The One at the center is speaking back to itself through us. In the Lativerse, the One is the jewel at every crossing. In the multiverse, it is the spark at the heart of every world. In the phase-verse, it is the note that all densities sing. And in the omniverse, it is the flame hidden within each part, the whole reflected in the smallest thread. The One is not far away. It is within you. It is you. The still point at the center of your breath. The circle that both opens and closes your path. All forms arise, all forms dissolve, but the One endures. To remember the One is to remember yourself, and in remembering, the Seeker returns.